Hi everybody, I'm Michelle Rushing with Stampin' Butterfly. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I have a new look on Facebook, so if you're out there, drop me a hello. I'm going to take a quick look to make sure I'm in the right place. So they changed up my dashboard and I think I'm in the right place. So hopefully you guys are here joining me as well. I just wanted to let you know this is our last week of Sale-a-bration Showcase. So the last month or so, maybe a month and a half, I've been doing a video each Sunday to showcase different items that you can earn for free in our Sale-a-bration catalog. And sadly, Sale-a-bration is coming to an end this week on Thursday, September 30th. So if you haven't earned any free items yet, please make sure you get your orders in. I don't want you to miss out on any of these great products. Oh, cool. I do see a comment from, I think it's Donna, but my screen is kind of funky. All right, well, I'm going to have to play with it for next week if they keep changing up my format. Anyway, thank you so much for commenting. It looks like you're in Oregon, so I'm so glad you can join me. Anyway, so the Sale-a-bration Showcase, I've really enjoyed getting together with you guys every week, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. So I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do going forward. Normally I do a once a month video, but I may move it to a weekly video. So I will keep you posted on my Facebook page and let you know if I decide to go weekly again, showcasing different tips and techniques. So this past week we were looking at the Summer Shadows dies. And let me show you in the catalog real quick. So these are the dies, and actually my camera's backwards. There you go. There we go. So these are the dies that you can earn for free with a $100 order, and they actually coordinate with a stamp set that's really pretty in the catalog. I don't actually have the stamp set yet, but it is on my wish list, so I will probably be getting it soon. So all my pictures I've been posting and the cards I'm going to share tonight are actually using other products that Stampin' Up! Sells. And the great thing is Stampin' Up! Stuff coordinates beautifully, so you could use what they suggest, or you could pick for so many other items in the catalog. But anyway, let's turn the camera down and take a look. So like I said, these are the dies we're going to be using tonight, and we are going to make 2 cards. Right now, we are going to, well, we'll start with the easy cards. So let me show you real quick the 2 cards we'll be making. And then at the end, I will also show you all the samples that I've made this week. So this is a note card that we sell in the catalog, and I just dressed it up. So we're going to make one similar to this with a different color scheme. So this will be our first card. And then I showcased this Pinwheel Tower Card. So it stands up like this, and it folds flat, which I thought it fit in an envelope, and it doesn't. I even tested it in 5x7. So it's a little bit bigger. You'd have to make a custom envelope for this one. So I made a smaller scale one that I'm going to share with you guys tonight, and I'll show you that in a minute. But just so you can kind of look at the different panels. So I used some of our butterflies and our host pattern paper. And I've been using a lot of the glimmer and glitter paper we have. It's just so pretty. And it makes it so easy to make gorgeous cards. Now this is kind of fun. This is the insert from, let's see, this card. So when you die cut this one layer out, it has all these little pieces that pop out. And I used some Glad seal paper that you can just kind of press and seal. And I used that to pick it up and then put it back on this card. So that was my little extra pieces. And then this is the other side. Stands up like that. So instead tonight, the second card we'll be making is this one. So you can see it's a little bit smaller, but it does fit in a normal size envelope. So if you wanted to mail it. And I didn't do any dimensionals or embellishments to make it puffy because I wanted to make sure it could mail and it wasn't too crazy thick. So this is the card we'll be making tonight. And I do love the pink with the black, so that's the color scheme. Anyway, so let's get started on our first card. So we are going to use some Melon Mambo ink. This card is actually in Poppy Parade, but we are going to use the Melon Mambo and some glitter paper. So I did a little pre-cutting of some of the items, but not everything. Now the paper that I'm using in the background that I used here as well as here is our pack of designer series paper, and we sell them in different family colors. So this is from the Brights collection, and all the colors, you get a couple of different patterns for each color. And then the sentiment that we are using is actually from the Pansy Patch stamp set, and I love the sentiments and the fonts in here, so I use these quite a bit on different cards. All right. What else do I need? I think these are all the pieces. Let me grab a little bit of scratch paper. This is my little grid paper that goes with the Stamparatus. So we can do our stamping first. And let me just show you real quick. So here's a full-size card. And then here's our note card. So you can see they're a little bit smaller. The plus about the note cards is that they come with they're already pre-scored, and they come in a pack, I think, of 20, and they come with the envelope. So it's a great way to make quick cards, and you don't need to have a ton of your own supplies. All right, so we're gonna use Melon Mambo on this card. And then the next card we are actually gonna use, I think it's a different shade of pink. It's gonna be a pink night. So we're just gonna stamp in the bottom corner, so we don't have to have too many layers on this card. I'm gonna clean that off. And then I'm going to die cut the flowers for you so you can kind of see those. All right. Let me see real quick. I'm going to take a second to see if I can adjust my comments. I wonder if I can move that panel. Oh, it did let me do that. No, it didn't. Boo. All right, I'll have to play with this on another time so I can actually see it. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, super. Sorry for the slowness tonight, guys. I'm just trying to make sure I can see this. All right, so Hannah just got the dies this week. And yep, you love pink and black too. And it was Donna. Good. I could only see a piece of your name. So Donna from Oregon. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And I'd love to see your comments. So the other piece for this card is going to be a stitch rectangle that I already die cut. And then this piece of paper. And I just made it the width of the card. And let's see. It is 5 inches. I love the little measurement tools on here. By 2 3/4. So that's the size of this cardstock that we're going to use. We're going to do a little die cutting first, so let me move some stuff out of the way. And I have pieces of our glitter paper. So this is the rainbow. Sometimes I call it glitter and sometimes I call it glimmer, but it's all the same. So it's the shiny paper, and it doesn't come off in your hands. So if you look, there's no glitter flying. Otherwise it'd be stuck to the dog and whatnot. So I like this glitter paper. All right, so we're going to pull out the little mini embossing guide. Cut the paper small enough that we can run them through here. And we'll need the dies. So I didn't even give you guys a look at these yet, actually. Usually I give you a quick look at these. So you can see whenever I play with my dies, I die cut in all different types of colors and paper. And then I just keep them in here. And sometimes I'll pick from them if I need something for a card. So there's the back with the polka dots. That's kind of cute too. So we are going to use, let's see, we need this detailed leaf, the little leaf, this flower, and that flower. Okay, so we're gonna need our little cutting plates. So now the numbers are slightly different on this. So if you have the big embossing machine, make sure you read your numbers when you're doing your die cutting, because they don't have the same numbers. So this one comes with 2 different platforms when you're doing your embossing folders, one for the skinny and one for the fat. But since we're just die cutting, we need platform 1, and then we're gonna make a sandwich with the 2 clear plates. And I think I'm probably gonna stand up to do that. So we'll cut our flowers first. And let's see, what color do we want? Since our paper is kind of hot pink, I want to go on this end of the glitter paper, I think. And then this one for this guy. And we'll just run it through our machine. Scoot those guys off so we can do our leaves next. And let's see, what colors do we want? I think we want the bright green. Oh, there's a leftover piece in there. Bright green there, and maybe the bluish colors up here. I love how it has like transition colors, so you can get some really fun looks on your cards, and they're all slightly different. Ooh, my stuff's a little warped. See if that stays. If not, I might get some washi tape. All right, stay put. I'm going to run this one through. All right. See if we need 2 runs or 1. No, it looks like I think it cut. Yep, it cut through. We're good. We'll move our little machine out of the way. Just slide these guys off. I love the new machines. They cut through everything so easily with one pass. So definitely worthwhile. It cuts better than my Sizzix does with the new Stampin' Up! Machine. Saves me time. I don't even need my die brush for these, I don't think. We can just poke them out. All right. Move the dies out of the way and see where our pieces are. So we have some leaves, some extra glitter paper, and then here's our flower. There we go. So now I recommend using your silicone mat because a lot of times I make a mess with my glue and it gets a little wild. So this will protect your work surface, and you can see it's a little sticky on there. You can just roll it off when you have old glue and it dries, and then you can just toss it in your trash can. It makes it so that you don't get glue on here and then it sticks to your card. And I like using liquid glue. It gives you a little wiggle room. So let's go ahead and assemble our card. We'll get our mat back in here. And which side should we use? Take a quick look. I think I like that side. Ooh, that's kind of fun. All right, maybe we'll do that one. So all the designer paper from Stampin' Up! Is two-sided. So you have lots of options when you're making your cards as to which way you want it to go. And I always like to make them slightly different. So just gonna slide that on there. And anytime if you happen to cut your paper slightly short, you can always use your scissors to trim that. I don't trim very well with scissors, so I'll just stick it in my paper cutter if I need to trim it just a smidge shorter, if the one piece is a little longer. All right, and since the note cards are a little smaller, I usually end up not putting too many dimensionals on these cards. So you'll see these cards are designed flat. I think they just fit in that smaller envelope a little bit better. So we're gonna put our rectangle on there, and that looks pretty straight. And then we're just gonna put our flowers. So I like this piece to stick up on here. You can use adhesive sheets when you run it through to make it sticky, or you can use a sponge dauber, but I'm just gonna put a little liquid glue on here, but only in certain places because I want it to kind of pop up a little bit and give that kind of look. Stick that there. And stick that at an angle. We'll go ahead and put the flower on, and then the leaves just kind of get wedged underneath a little bit. Ooh, that was a little bit more glue than I wanted. We'll just drag it around. There we go. And offset that there. And then we can put a little glue, and we can always trim the leaf off too, if it, like the stem, if it's a little bit in the way. This one we'll just use a little glue there, drag some over there. This is a new container glue, so it comes out wild and crazy. So let's see if we can wedge this. Yep, liquid glue is your friend. It gives you a little time. All right, and then we'll go ahead and do the other leaf. And again, it's always good to, well, I better make sure this hasn't glued down too much. There we go. So it's always good to have your silicone mat, especially with these little fine dies. Maybe a little bit on that end right there. That one a little crazy. Could wipe it on here because we don't need it. Put it in a couple other spots. All right. And so you can run, you know, the flowers through the die really fast. Make a bunch of flowers, and then just assemble your cards, you know, in an assembly line. So if you needed to make a bunch of these cards, you could die cut all your paper first, you know, trim it down to your size, fold your card bases that are already scored for you, and then just die cut a bunch of fun flowers. All right, so there is card one. What do you guys think? Which color do you like better? Are you a pink person or a poppy parade? So, and it's all the same glitter paper, so they're just different sheets. That ombre sheet is just really cool looking in the catalog. You get so many colors, and then the greens are also on there too. So it gives you really nice shadowing. And you don't have to do a lot of work. You didn't have to color it with your sponge daubers. So, oh, the glue that I'm putting in, these are glue holders. My husband has a 3D printer, so I have him designing all kinds of storage things for me. So I do sell them. But yeah, so they're different colors. I think he's used this plastic color up. But I have lots of different colors that I use it. This one was just kind of cool because it matched the Tombow lid. So that is what I keep it in. And it's nice because it's square, or it's rectangle. So you can put it in with this tip down so the glue is always ready to go. Or you can put the rectangle side in. And if you like to use, which I never think to use, you could use this wide spreader side for bigger areas. I don't know, I always go to this end. So you can do it either way. So there's your 2 cards. Let's see. So Bob likes pink. All right. And we'll put that aside. Next, we will work on our Pinwheel Tower. So I did some of the pre-cutting already. And I'm going to show you some of the pieces with the paper cutter. So to save time, you don't need to see me duplicate a bunch of things. Let's move some stuff out of the way. So to start, I started with our thick cardstock. So we have regular white, basic white, and we have thick white, basic white. And the thick is better for your card bases because it gives you a little more, it's a little more sturdy than just the regular one that you stamp on. And it's a little less glossy than the basic white that's not thick. And all I did was cut this in half. And now I have this piece of paper. And this was the other half of when I made this guy. So you have your this is going to be like your starting point. And let me get out my little dimensions because I jotted them down. So this one is 5.5, which was half of that 8.5 by 11 sheet. And then we are going to cut a little bit more off the other side. We're going to cut it to 4 7/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be there. All right. If not, we'll see what crazy shaped card we end up with. All right, now I'm going to bring in the scoring tool. I find it a little easier for this one. You could also score on here with your scoring blade, but for this, I find it easier to think through, and then I've already got those pieces cut. So now we have our 4 7/8 side across the top here, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So we're going to make that little square box. I think I score better standing up. That's strange. Okay, I'm going to stand. So 1 1/4, 2, and 2 3/4. All right, everybody's a pink fan like I am. Looking like the pink card is winning. Okay, so there is our little square that we're going to make. And then what I did was I already cut these panels out of the same thick cardstock. And there are 3 of these that are the same 5.5 by 2 1/8. So let's bring our paper and our silicone mat. We're going to want to use that too. All right, so next what we want to do is we're going to fold on the score line. So I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, there, if I did it at an angle. So there's our score line. So we're just going to fold on the score lines. And it's going to make us a nice rectangle. And what's nice about this one is it'll fit in the envelope so you can mail it. I don't think it's too terribly thick. You might be okay with one stamp. You'd kind of have to test it and see on the thickness of your envelope. That's why I didn't put any embellishments on it. Okay, so when you fold it like this, you'll see you have your square and then you have your first panel. So the easiest way to glue it, because you can't push it all the way to the crease because then it's not an even square. So the way I find it easiest is, I think I fold it. Let me double check. Okay. I think it was this way. I was trying to figure out which way I liked it better. Because then, yeah. Okay. We're going to try it this way and see how it goes. All right, so you're going to put glue on this little edge here. And you can use your tear tape, or if you have the Stampin' Seal Plus, you want to make sure it's sturdy. So you are going to fold it so it's flat. And you have the two panels here. Let's double check. Yes. Okay, good. So that way you know it's going to fold correctly. We can use that to burnish it. Wait for the glue to stick a little bit. And now you have a nice even square. If you try to guesstimate on it, sometimes it comes out at a weird angle. So now you can fold your card in any direction. And now we're just going to add our panels. So what it's going to look like is you're going to have one here, one there, and one there. So we're just going to go one at a time. And I like to put the glue on this side. Maybe a little more on this end. There we go. And then you just set that one on top. Don't push it too far against the edge. You want to make sure it has enough room to fold. So you just want to push it down, get the glue to adhere, and then you can test it like that. Burnish it so your glue is sticking. Okay, now you have two panels. We're going to go to the next one. And you can test it that way too, make sure it folds in both directions. And again, we're going to put some glue on those panels, and we're going to add another one. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way around your card. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you can fold it this way, press down again, and test it that way. Because you never know which way you want to fold your card. But that way it always fits in. You're almost there, one left to go. So we're going to put some glue on here and add the last panel. All right. Did you guys think this looked like a pretty hard fold? I thought it looked pretty challenging, but once you got into it, it wasn't as bad as I thought, and it's kind of fun because I like when you can stand up your card. So that one looks like it's off a smidge. We'll center it. Do that. Okay, so now we have our fun fold card. And now we're going to add our little panels on here. So I decided on mine. Where's my designer paper? Oh, here it is. Okay, I need the rest of my supplies out of the bin. So this one we're actually using Magenta Madness. It's a different shade of pink. It's more of like a, I don't know, maybe like a bubblegum Pepto-Bismol pink. Is kind of how I would describe it. And I've already pre-cut the dies. So you saw how to cut the dies out with the glitter paper, and it's the same thing. This time I just did it in cardstock. So we'll do a little stamping of our sentiments. And I decided on mine to just do two different colors, right? The big panel is one and the small is the other. When I did this one, I did two of each. So I kind of changed it up a little bit. And that was kind of fun too. All right, so we're just going to pick one side and start with it. So I think we'll do the skinny ones right-handed. So actually, you want to put it on here and use your silicone mat, which I just covered up with everything. Scoot those away. But in case you get crazy with the glue, silicone mat's always good to use. And the reason I'm putting it on this smaller piece is if I put it on the white panel, I might have gone too far over the edge. So it's better to adhere it to the smaller piece. And then you're just going to center it on your panel. All right. And then I think I'll just keep doing all the small ones. So we'll go ahead and put glue on all of these. Make sure I'm in the camera view. All right. This is working much better. I moved the comments to kind of the center. It let me click and drag it around so I can actually see what you guys are saying now. Before I was at a loss. I only saw like the first 3 letters. And that wasn't super helpful. It's always fun trying to figure out what Facebook has moved each week. It seems like they're always changing things. So as fast as I learn, it changes up. So, all right. Is anybody getting any fall weather yet? I know we had a cool couple days this week, but it was pretty warm again today once it hit noontime. I'm hoping for that fall weather soon though. All right, one last panel for the skinny ones. And then you'll see how quick these come together. So again, once you kind of get the hang of it, you can pre-cut, you know, do it in stages if you wanted to make multiple ones. You could cut all the card bases at one time and then all the designer paper. And then you can do all your flower die cutting at one time as well. All right. Now we'll go ahead and do the polka dots. Love the polka dots. And then there's also like a gingham pattern on here with the black check, and I really like that too. I've always been a fan of those patterns. All right, centering it on there. And just go back the other way. So it's a lot of duplication, but I'm sure you're getting the hang of it by now. Is anybody going to try to make one of these this week? You can use it with, you know, you can decorate it with any paper once you have the card base down, or any pattern. Decorative things, so you could do like the butterflies on here. You can do all different sentiments. The ones I'm actually using in this card, the sentiments, are from the In Your Word stamp set. It's one of the free ones that you can earn with a $300 order or party. And that one goes away during at the end of celebration too, so you can only get it till September 30th. But it has a lot of fun sentiments that I really like. So I've been using it quite a bit on my cards. All right. I've been busy gluing these down. I haven't looked to see if y'all put any comments in there. So let's see. Oh, 90 in Wyoming. That's hot. I thought it would cool down by now. We're almost in October. That's like hotter than here. So you guys are hotter than Florida. All right. So now we have our panels all done and they're all decorated. You can see that. So now we're just going to add our accents. So we'll glue our flowers together and then we can do a little stamping. So we'll do a little reverse. Usually I do the stamping first. So again, I like the tops to kind of pop off of this, like to hang out a little bit. So I'm not going to put glue everywhere, only in some places. And you could dab it. You could dab it up there if you wanted to. Now I went a little bit over. You'll see there's a little glue here. So I have like a special like rubber glue eraser that once it dries, you can use that to peel it off. And I have sticky fingers. And then this is just going to go at the bottom. And I find with this stuff, it's easier to use a glue dot. So I'm just going to pull out the glue dot, stick it on the leaf, and then put the flower on top. And then we'll put some glue on the back of this to glue it on the card. And then same thing with this. I think I'm going to trim this off. Let's see, I need some scissors. So I'm going to trim the stem off so it doesn't show through very much. And we could use a little glue dot. This time I'm going to roll it up because it's so skinny. And put it on the stem. Because that way it's kind of the same width as the stem. And then I'm just looking for the fattest flower piece. So here, this one's the thickest, so I'm going to put it underneath that. So it kind of overlaps. All right, so those are our flowers. Now let's do a little stamping. We'll put some sentiments on here. So this, I always need a lot of birthday cards, so birthday cards are fun to do. So we're going to make this one a birthday card. And let's see, I'll show you this stamp set as well. So this is the stamp set we're using. We're going to use Hope This Card Makes You Smile and then the Happy Birthday from here. But I used some of these sentiments this week on the cards that I shared. And I'll show you those in a little bit once we get to the end. Just don't let me forget, because sometimes I forget and I logged off and then I forgot to show you my cool cards. All right, so one's going to be horizontal. And then the other sentiment, it's the same label. So these are from the Tasteful Label dies. I use them all the time. So that's where I got this die cut from. And actually I'm going to move it to my brown paper because it's harder to see the white on white. And then just stamp down and up. And it's a smidge crooked, but it's homemade. That's what makes it homemade. Okay, so I think that's all the stamping we needed to do. And I'm just going to put a sentiment on every other tab and then a flower on every other tab, and then we'll be done with our card. All right, so like I said, I like to do the cards flat because there's already so much dimension in the thickness of the card. So I'm just gluing all these pieces on. I'm not using my standard like 50 dimensionals on my card. All right, so I'm going to center that. I'm a center kind of girl. I like to put them kind of even. That one will be a flower, and then this one will be a sentiment. And then we'll move over to the flowers next. So, hi Carol. Oh, I'm glad you've joined. So South Florida is even cooler than Wyoming. Usually you guys are hotter. So Hannah, you're losing out with the heat. You have to come visit us in Florida to get cooled off. Now, of course, it might snow next month in Wyoming, so you never know. All right, liquid glue I love because if it's crooked, you still get a little wiggle room. The snail, once you put that on there, you're done deal. There's no adjusting. So I'm so glad you can join, Carol. I hope you're enjoying this. I know you're new to stamping. All right, so let's go ahead and add some flowers. We're just going to add the liquid glue to the back of here. And we'll just put a little on here, little dots on the leaves, maybe a little more down here. And it'll squish out once you put it on your card. And try not to stick it in the spot that had glue like I did. That's always defeats your purpose of using your gluey mat. You should avoid the spot that you used before. Okay, so we'll use that rubber eraser on this one for sure. Okay, so there's your card with that flower. We have a hope this card makes you smile. And then now we're going to add this flower. And you could use the glue dots on this, or you could use the liquid glue. And I'm going to try not to use the sticky spot over there. So I think we'll just do a little liquid glue. So get some of it to come out on there. Do a little around the center. And once you get the glue out, you can just kind of grab it with the tip and drag it to other places. Like if there's too much here, we'll add some over here, a little dot over there, and just to a couple extra little places that you want the card to stick. It's nice having a little dimensional so you don't have to get glue every single place. And then let's see, this one I did the flowers down. I think we'll do the flowers up on this one with the leaf up. There we go. All right, perfect. So there you have it. There's the Pinwheel Tower card. I know this has been all the rage on Pinterest if you guys have been on there. Where do I find the heavier white paper? Oh, that is just on our thick cardstock. I'll show you in a second in the catalog where to find like the note cards and stuff because sometimes it's hard to find things. All right, so there's our second card. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So we'll take a look at the products real quick that I used in the catalog so you can kind of find them if you're interested. Let's see. So they are both in the annual catalog, and you can also find them in the online store. I think I put sticky tabs on some of these. So this is the stamp set. It's $23. That coordinates with that die. So you could always order this and a couple other things and then get the dies for free, which is awesome. Like I said, I don't have that stamp set yet, so I have not made any samples with that. I'm trying to see where I stuck the dies. Just to show you real quick, the dies, so there's a couple, like I've been using the flower ones, but these actually cut out this image, and then this image will cut this, and then that'll cut the sprig. So you don't have to do much fussy cutting. And then you can use any labels you have to put your sentiments on. So that's a great die set. All right, so here's our rainbow glitter paper. So this is what I used to cut the flowers. So the leaves were on this end, and then some of the flowers were in this middle section. I've also used some of this shimmer paper with the leaves on a couple of flowers this week, and then the ombre glitter paper also for some of the flower samples that I've showed you. So to the page 136 is where you'll find our paper basics. So on here, they'll show you our basic white, which is the normal stamping cardstock that we use, and it's 40 sheets in there. And then there's a thick cardstock, and you get 24 sheets, and that's $8.25 a pack. And then you can get it in vanilla also. So if you're making card bases, the thick cardstock works a little bit better. It gives you a little more sturdiness to your card. And then we have the 12 by 12. And then this same page will show you our vellum, our window sheets, the linen. And then you can get your different sized envelopes, shimmery white cardstock if you're watercoloring. And then these are the note cards that I used. They come in basic white and very vanilla. So they're a great value too. So you get 20 cards with 20 envelopes for $7. So if you need to make cards for an event, that's a quick and easy way to do it. All right, so I think that, let me see, I have Post-it notes in here. What else is in here? That was for this one. And then, oh, this was the paper I used on the larger card. So if you were wondering where all this crazy patterned paper came from. So the rainbow sides are on this side, and then the black and white that I used on the smaller one is on the flip side. So it's a huge pack of paper. I love that. I use it quite a bit. So, okay, so those are all the products. Wanted to give you a quick tour of the other cards that I made this week, and I shared on my Facebook page. So we'll take a quick look at the ones we made tonight. So these are the two. There's our sample and the one we made tonight. And then here's one of our pinwheels. Oh, where's the one with the flower? There you go. And then this is the sample we made tonight with the pinwheel. Move those out of the way. And then I will show you. So some of the black and yellow cards made me think of UCF for you Florida fans. So the University of Central Florida. When I brought it downstairs, my husband was like, hey, that looks like UCF. So like the glitter paper, again, I used some more glitter paper. You'll see, I think I used it on all my samples. Then we have, this one's a fun fold. So it opens like this. And these are some ornate border dies we have that are gorgeous. And then this is that vellum paper I was telling you about. So it's like a shimmery vellum, kind of see-through. And then this is more of the glitter paper. Here I did kind of pop the top layer off with the dimensional. And you can see that rainbowy color. It picks up different shadows. So some more glitter paper on this one. What didn't, oh, I used one that wasn't glitter paper. So this one is more, this one I used the black glimmer paper. And then that same rainbow. And then this one, I think this one's going out to my girlfriend Leanne. That's her, she loves using Fabulous. And so this is Fantabulistic. Love that stamp. So that one's going out to her a little bit later. And then this one is actually another note card. And it's kind of fun because we have some felt that is in the Sweet Little Stockings Christmas suite. And I don't know if you can tell, but all the flowers and the leaves are die cut in felt. So our dies do cut through felt. So it gives you a totally different look, and then there's some ribbon on the tag. So that's kind of a fun, like December birthday, it's kind of Christmassy colors. But anyway, so that is my last celebration showcase for September. I guess next month, like I said, I'm going to try to come up with another plan. At least at a minimum, you'll see a video from me on the 3rd Thursday. If not, it might be sooner. And my next upcoming class to go is a Christmas card class. And I wanted to give everybody a chance to do a lot of cards. So it's a one-sheet wonder. And you'll get 2 templates to use on 6x6 Christmas paper. So you'll get some paper in your kit as well as a stamp set. And I'll give you a sneak peek right now. So your kit will come with, and there's more information on my website. And I'll put the link as well in the description later. But your kit will come with this stamp set, and I've been using this quite a bit. I love the font and all the different sentiments. And then your template, you're going to make 8 different cards. So this is one set of 4. So these are the different cards you'll be making. And your kit will come with all your stuff pre-cut and die cut for you. So all you have to do is the stamping. And you can use the same ink I have, or you can use your own ink and pick different colors. So I'll have everything pre-cut for you. And then there's 4 additional cards that are totally different that you'll be getting as well. And your kit will have all of that laid out, and you'll have a template so you can use it on the other paper. Anyway, I think that's it for tonight. Let me double check the comments and see if anybody had any other questions. I think we are good. All right, awesome. Well, I really appreciate everybody joining me. If you are new to my page, feel free to like my Stampin' Butterfly page on Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. And if you need any other information or if you need any products, I have my website at the top of the screen as well as my host code. So if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd appreciate you ordering from me. And thanks so much, everybody. I hope you have a great night. Thanks.